hate getting old.
Death and taxes and age. It's inevitable. Hey, everybody, I'm Brad.
And I'm Christa.
The Big Family Homestead. Do not let these smiles deceive you, folks. No. Everything is not always sunshine, lollipops, unicorn, toots, and rainbows.
Nope, it's not.
No, honestly, wanted to talk a little bit today about how there's this fantasy that if you leave your former life behind and you go and get the dream of farming or homesteading, or I'm going to be out in the Wild West, or I'm going to learn how to raise and rope broncos, that all of a sudden all that former stuff just goes away and there is no stress and there is no anxiety.
Right.
Well, that's just simply not true. It's just not true.
No.
And we want to talk about it. But before we get too far into it, for us, we are believers, and we do believe that the only true source of peace here is Jesus.
Yes.
Absolutely,
yes.
100%.
Yes.
You can have temporary joy, but not lasting joy without Christ.
Right.
So wanted to say that up front because everybody gets on us and they're like, aren't you Christians? And we're like, yeah, we are.
Yes, but you know what? We have normal human emotions. We have anger. We have sadness. We have strife. We have irritation.
No.
Lots and lots of irritation. Anger. Did I say anger already?
I guess you get a double portion of anger. So.
Yes.
Not
everything is hunky-dory and, like you said, rosy and unicorn toots and all that jazz.
Lollipops.
Right.
Don't get them confused because, whoa, things go sideways.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. We honestly thought that when we got our homestead, when we would leave the big city and we would start to garden, things would just magically pop up out of the ground. And it would be so much bountiful awesomeness that we would never need to go to the grocery store again, and we would never have to worry about finances because all of the produce and animals and eggs and chickens,
perfect.
There'd never be an issue, and we'd never have to worry about that.
Right. Bull pucky.
Well, we don't worry about it.
No.
But there still are, like you were saying,
struggles and irritations, things that make you angry, things that make you sad. Yep, still gonna happen. And you just have to take a deep breath and pray, okay, God, you have this. I can't do this alone.
There's been a lot lately for us. Just a couple things. Not to pile our troubles on you, but we've got a sheep that has a broken leg, and we're trying to figure out what to do because, okay, here, failure time. You ready? Ready? Big family failures. Since you guys only get to see some of it, we never try to hide our failures, but
no,
you only get to see some of it. Well, we got the sheep because some friends of ours down south, Bear Independent, he had this great idea of using sheep herds to help other people who needed food.
Right.
You raise a herd, share a herd.
Right.
You raise a herd, share a herd. And we thought, this is great.
This is a great idea.
So I asked him if we could get one of his, and he didn't have anything available.
Right.
But we ended up getting one, and it's been one expense.
Not just one.
One herd.
One herd. Yeah, started out with 8 sheep, so.
And it's been one expense and heartache, literally heartache.
Yeah.
After the next. And now we've got one today that's got a broken leg, and we're down from 8 to...
Well, and not that we lost they didn't all die. We sold
and traded.
We sold 2. We traded 2. 2 died. Lambs died. And so now one of our lambs from this year has a broken leg. That was going to be our breeder for next year.
She was like one of the hopes.
Yeah.
Something good will come of this.
Sure. But then we also had an over $600 bill with the one that had a prolapse a few months back.
And then that baby died.
And then, well, that
wasn't our fault.
That was not our fault. That just happened. So sheep are not cheap.
But neither are horses, baby. We've had our share of fun with horses.
I understand that, but it seems as though smaller animals have bigger problems than larger animals.
I would wager.
In our case, anyway.
I think it's just been our dumb luck, to be honest, because I think other people would say differently.
It's possible. Put
your comments.
Yeah. And I was telling Brad on the way over, this park is absolutely gorgeous. We love it here. I was telling him on the way over, it's as we get older, we are trying to make things easier to manage,
looking
ahead as we get older, making sure that we're not having to haul water, from the house to the barn and
by hand, which
right.
we have done.
We have done that. Yes. And making sure that everybody is safe around all of the large animals, making sure that it's easy to, milk the cows when
raised bed gardens,
because as we get older, our backs and our knees are not what they used to be. So yeah, it's getting all of those things, the systems in place as we get older, but some of those systems are still not in place.
Well, and here's another part to this, and I bet you a lot of you guys out there are going to be able to relate to this, because as things get crazier and crazier in the world and in politics, which I won't get into, but things get more and more stressful, and then what you're doing in your day-to-day life all of a sudden seems 10 times heavier. Because you're thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to get enough food? Or am I going to get enough this? Or will I be able to that? Because of the ding-dongs that are out there that I have no control over, who are making my life more expensive, harder, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the reality is, the stress is real.
It is.
The anxiety is unfortunately there, even though we pray and we ask God to take that from us, but you still feel those emotions in the moment.
You still feel those emotions. They're very real, and they don't just go away with the flick of your wrist. Not that that's how we communicate with God. You know what I mean? We pray with God, and yes, He's not going to keep us from these trials. He's going to be with us while we go through these trials. So it's just dealing with the trials. Sometimes I just want to scream. It's just no fun sometimes.
Well, and so we just wanted to encourage you guys, because the reality is that it doesn't all just go away. It doesn't just go away, and when you're really feeling it, don't feel like it's not normal.
Yeah. It is perfectly normal.
Now, what we do is we take a deep breath, we pray, we trust God, and you move on. I mean, obviously, you try to figure out what you did wrong in whatever the situation is. Don't do that again.
And think of all the ways that you can resolve those issues. So,
but just know that there is also another way that you can help, is try to find people around you that have like-minded attitudes about where you're at, where you're living, what you're doing. If you're farming, if you're prepping, if you're doing this or that, find people that have similar ideas and tap them for community. But you be a good neighbor. If you want to be a good neighbor,
you have to be a good neighbor. Yep.
But doing it alone is a surefire way to set yourself up for a lot of failure.
And a lot of heartache. Yeah.
So pray, build community. Don't feel like this is not, that you're just going to be immune, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So honestly, we just wanted to share what's going on, because frankly, we're going through it right now.
Yep.
So
I think that's it.
That's it. Pray. We need to get off this video so we can pray for a minute.
Yep.
So you guys, I'm Brad.
I'm Krista. You guys have a blessed and amazing day.